Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Movie Review, episode number 76. This one I'm reviewing the 6th James Bond ever released in theaters on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Yep, released in 1969. The last film released in the 60s. Also, this year happens to be the 50th anniversary of the release of this movie. Yes, I'm not kidding about this. Yeah, 50 years ago this film was released. And here's the odd thing about this film. Part of the people who worked in this film were actually dead. Yeah, the director since passed away. Pretty much the entire MI6 staff who appeared in this movie are all dead. The only people left alive who are still alive is Bond himself, George Lazenby. This is, by the way, his only film he was in. And, of course, Diana Rigg is still very happily alive. But yeah, basically a large majority of the stars in this movie, yeah, they've all since passed away. Bernard Lee passed away in the 70s. Let's see. Desmond Well passed away in the 90s, and of course, Lois Maxwell passed away just a few years ago. Peter Hunt, I think, also passed away in the 70s as well. Yeah, Peter Hunt is directing this movie. Yeah, the guy who had been the editor of the James Bond films since the very first film. Now, from what I heard about this, right up on this line, that apparently Lewis Gilbert, the guy who directed the last film, he was offered to direct this, but he declined because they had to scout a bunch of snowy locations, basically in Switzerland. So we have Peter Hunt takes over the chair. And I gotta say, directing wise, Peter Hunt does a really good job directing this movie. It's just that the biggest weakness of the film is George Lazenby himself, who puts on a very wooden performance as, well, Bond. He does basically have good chemistry with a lot of the cast. I would say probably the best person he has chemistry with, aside from his love interest, is M. His chemistry with him is so fantastic. And this is the first time we actually get a chance to see M stand up. Because what has M been doing the past 5 movies? Sitting. Yep. You see Moneypenny standing. Yeah, and you at least gotta appreciate the fact that Lazenby basically knew how to respect Moneypenny. He didn't treat her like crap like O'Connor treated her in the last film. And basically, it's like a warm relationship. Heck, he even does something not even Connor ever did. Give her a kiss on the cheek. Yeah, something that he never does. The film opens up very interestingly, where they actually introduce Bond in this movie. Yep. Like, pretty early on. You don't see his full face yet. Now, people who probably knew about the casting of him, they probably already knew what George Lazenby looked like. Yes. Those of you wonder, like, what number Bond book basically was adapted from. This book, though this was adapted from, was actually the 10th novel release. Yes, the 10th. And yes, like in the novels, this is part of the Blofeld trilogy. Blofeld's in here played by the awesome Telly Savalas, who actually is best known for playing Kojak on TV. I've never watched Kojak, but I'm mainly familiar with Telly Savalas not only from this film, but also films like Kelly's Heroes, The Dirty Dozen, 2 really good World War II era films. I'm trying to think there was anything else I'm familiar with. Oh, and by the way, there's actually a story, really good story behind how Telly Savalas got bald. Yes. Let's see, who does the song with this movie? Let's see. Yeah, the story is that Telly Savalas was asked to go bald to play Kojak, but he had a condition for this. He wanted his children to watch him shave himself bald, so they don't see their dad come home late like, "Hey, Dad, what?" Like that, so they don't like not recognize him. Which, yeah, this is actually a true story. I heard about this via a documentary about Telly Savalas. Yeah, that's how I know about how he got his bald head look. So he's probably the only actor who was actually played Blofeld, probably the only one of 3, who actually had the bald look prior to signing the role. Unlike Donald Pleasant, who had to shave his head for this role, though he did grow his hair back a little bit for later films of his career. In the case of Telly Savalas, yeah, he had it before then. Let's see, who does the I'm trying to think who does this particular song. The song itself is really good. Like, the main song for the film was done by Hal David. I've never heard it. It's sung by Louis Armstrong. I've heard him. He's a really good singer. The opening titles are fantastic. Basically, the British flag going through a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, the opening of the film. Yeah, basically Bond is chasing down, basically racing through, and he's smoking too, because, well, this was common basically with these films. I think by the time more came around, they actually slowly started phasing the smoking thing, because Dalton never smoked when he was on screen. Neither did Pierce Bronson. He never smoked either. Damn, Craig doesn't smoke either. But yeah, and you basically see Bond and his Aston Martin racing the beach to stop a woman from committing suicide. It's later explained the reasoning why she's going to commit suicide. Saves her, and of course gets into a brawl with like 3 other guys at this beach, and of course the woman gets away. The woman is later revealed to be Tracy Daviso, who is a widow, and she's also a woman who actually lost her child, so that's the reason why she committed suicide. She's played by the awesome Diana Rigg from the British TV show The Avengers. Yeah, one of 2 films to feature people from The Avengers. Not the British TV show The Avengers. Nothing to do with the Marvel comic version. No, the British TV show was a spy version. Yes. And from what I've heard also, the Marvel film The Avengers, which was released in 2012, was released over in the UK. It was released as Avengers Assemble, in order to avoid confusion. Yep. And this is probably for, like, if you look at all the Bond films prior to this movie, like, they've never done this before. They actually introduced the main Bond girl in the opening 5 minutes of the movie, which has never happened before. Nope. And then we see that, well, Bond basically taking off like Operation Blofeld, which is searching for Blofeld. Now I should point out though, this is probably the one film Peter Hunt actually fought the producers basically over the script for this film. He stuck so close to the original novel. Basically, the changes he made were basically small at best. Like, if you watch this film, like, at one point you have Blofeld who basically sees Bond and he doesn't recognize him. That's taken from the novel. Not because the fact, if you watch only the film, it's like, why doesn't Blofeld recognize James Bond? Because of the novel. Yep. Then we had this casino scene where Bond is at a casino. I should point out that Lazenby is probably the only Bond never put on a white deer jacket. Yeah, he never does the whole film. He's like, okay, he goes gambling, wins Tracy in a card game, and then they go to his hotel room and they have sex on a bed that's outside for some reason. Yeah, I've never seen a hotel where it's like this. He puts on a robe, tries to see who Tracy is, beats up a big, bulky black guy. Yes, a big, bulky black guy. Eventually, he's taken, later on, by a group like 5 or 6 guys to meet somebody. To meet her mafia father. Yep, her father. Let's see, his name is... No, that's not him. Mark Anglo Draco. Yeah, played by Gabriel Frentzen. Yep. Yeah, he passed away just a few years ago. I personally, prior to seeing this movie, like, even after this one, I've never seen any of his films. He's an Italian actor, which you can kind of believe via the fact he's got a mustache, and the fact he's in a mafia group, and also he has a construction company. Yeah, that comes to play later. So he basically offers Bond this amount of money, I think it's like £100 million, and to basically marry his daughter. In exchange, he'll give him anything he wants. So, okay, he said, like, nah, turn on the money. I'll woo him in exchange for one thing. Give me the location of Ernest Stavro Blofeld. Later on, he does. And then eventually comes to meet Tracy again. Of course, Tracy knows exactly who Bond is because they slept together. And they're at, basically, Draco's birthday party. Yep. It looks like a bull route in Spain. Yeah, in Spain. And then they basically point out that Blofeld's in Switzerland. So, and apparently in the Swiss, the way they're written this film, to be complete idiots. Where, here's the weird thing. Apparently, they won't turn over an internationally known criminal like Blofeld. Yes. That's how the Swiss are written this film, because they're so neutral, they won't turn over a international wanted felon. Yeah. Probably also the world's most wanted man. Yes, Blofeld. So Bond goes undercover as Sir Hilary Grey, who actually is a character in the movie. He also mentions a line in this movie that later becomes the title of the 19th Bond film. The world is not enough. Yep, I'm not kidding about that. And of course, Blofeld has made claims like he wants to take an account, like chop the part of his earlobe, which I thought was kind of a weird effect. It's basically Bond gets a particular safe cracking device, which is had in the novel as well. The safe in this film is freaking huge. Yeah, and there's a guy playing this movie. He doesn't do anything. He's just a guy who stands around, possibly MI6 agent, but they don't really say. He later appears in the film trying to help Bond, and he gets killed off screen. He's found hanging upside down. It's particularly very bizarre. Eventually, Bond goes to meet, Blofeld in Switzerland. He meets his henchwoman, who is Gerther. Yeah. Yeah, this particular woman, from what I heard after this film, she actually died. Yeah, and I don't know if anybody's ever noticed this actress has a striking resemblance to Rosa Klebb. Yeah, there's a very striking resemblance to them, and I don't think anybody's ever pointed this out. Yeah. So, meets with Gunther first, and he goes to, location, meets the girls, one of them who happens to work in Avengers. Yeah, and he has dinner with them. One of them basically takes lipstick and draws number on his, lifts up his kilt. Yeah, he wears a kilt part of his movie. He goes undercover. I actually heard also that apparently for his accent he has in the movie, for this scene where he's disguised as Hilary Grey, apparently his voice was dubbed. Yes. Yeah, it's particularly very weird. I'm not really sure why this is. It's particularly very weird. Yeah, apparently George Baker, the guy who plays Hilary Grey in the movie, Hilary Grey, and apparently he dubs him in the movie, which makes no sense at all for this to happen. But yeah, so he poses him, and he says weird lines in the movie. Apparently he's also very flying. Yeah. So Bond eventually meets Blofeld, and Blofeld doesn't recognize him, despite the fact in the last film he saw him from his volcano lair. I'm sure a lot of people who saw the movie was like, what the heck is this? Why doesn't he recognize him? The film. Like I said, the novel. Because it's, yeah. So, eventually later on, he does find out, yep, he's James Bond. And apparently it's Christmas time somehow. And Bond escapes from his quarters he's taken to. So apparently he gets down this cable car by running down the rope. He basically does something a little bit ingenious. He takes out his pockets. He rips them off his pants and basically uses it to slide down. He's able to get away, and then of course, before he gets captured, he basically one point he has sex with one of the girls, actually sex with a couple of them, and eventually he goes to meet another girl. Meet the same girl again the following night, and it's Gunther who's in her bed, and that's when Bond gets knocked out, and of course meets with Blofeld again. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I should point out though, I found this out via Calvin Dyson, at the place where they have this particular health spa, this restaurant, this wrong restaurant, this actually is a real place. It's not a set, it's a real place. In the film, I will explain what happened to it later. Yeah, so Bond gets away on the run from Gunther, runs into Tracy, and then later on we have the most scene that people tend to talk about when it comes to this movie. Bond proposes to Tracy. And they get, of course, like, it's not New Year's yet, so it's like, we should do this on our wedding night. It's like, it's not New Year's yet, so they have sex anyways. And eventually, they're there for a while, and then Tracy gets kidnapped by Blofeld. Of course, Bond's upset, they can't do anything. So Bond's like, okay, MI6 not doing anything. So he goes to visit Tracy's father. Says, I got a job for you. I want to blow up something. I want to blow up, basically, Blofeld's base. And give me 100 guys, too. And of course he also tells Draco, yeah, your daughter's there, too. And Draco's like, okay, let's go. Yeah, that's kind of how the scene goes. Yeah, because Draco basically agrees right away, because Bond sort of hires him for an explosives task, basically, to blow up this particular facility. course, also, apparently, I should point out, Blofeld's plan in the movie is quite bizarre. In the last film, he's trying to start World War III. This time, he's trying to poison the world's food supply. What the heck? Yeah, and also he's trying to brainwash the girls who are at this particular place. So, excuse me, instead of explaining off-screen, they're able to find the girls, no problem. So yeah, and then we come to the big action sequence where basically we have this cool little scene where Bond's basically having a gun and he's sliding down. He's like basically body plowing through the snow, and he's basically plowing down Spectre goons, and basically Draco basically later frees his daughter. Of course, he also is not gonna like, yeah, like what about James? Where about later? Like, yeah, I go, and of course he knocks her out, takes her out, plays blows, but anyways, Bond, of course, confronts Blofeld in a bobsled chase. Yes, a freaking bobsled. Eventually, Blofeld gets caught in a tree. Bond gets out of the bobsled, no problem. Rescued by a rescue dog. And then then they have the wedding of Bond and Tracy. And of course, Moneypenny's upset. Bond throws his hat to her. They basically drive away. It's like a just memory, but it's not a happy ending. Nope. And then we have the most strangest, awkward scene of dialogue in the whole movie. It's like, okay, yeah, people like apparently it's a circus parade. So Bond pulls out the car, tries to take the flowers out the car, and then you have Blofeld driving a car with Gunther firing her gun off her and kills Tracy. And of course, Bond thinks it's frickin' Blofeld, even though Blofeld wasn't driving the car. He had a neck brace on, and Gunther was firing the gun. And of course, Tracy sort of dies right there. And car cops say everything is right. And of course, movie ends very tragically with Tracy's death. This overall is a really good film. It is just that damn good. And the film is just shot beautifully. I mean, everything about this film is so good. The only thing that's the movie's weakness is Lazenby. Yeah, the guy puts on sort of a wooden performance, but at least he has good chemistry with pretty much everybody the whole film. Yeah, I mean, aside from, like I said, aside from Tracy, I mean, his scene with Q was okay, but I would say the best character he interacts with, aside from Tracy, is, of course, M. He also interacts great with Telly Savalas. It feels like, though, these two have known each other for a while, and like their fight scene is so good. Unlike in the last film, where you have skinny Donald Pleasance, basically, who couldn't even throw a punch, who didn't want to throw a punch at Sean Connery, but Telly Savalas. I have heard he was cast due to they wanted more physical performance from Blofeld, though he acts like a American mafia. And of course, Telly Savalas is an American, unlike Donald Pleasance, who I believe is British. hmm Oh, he's actually Greek, but he is American. Yes, he's a Greek American, but yeah, Telly Savalas is American. hmm Yeah. As for why that he was replaced, it's never been explained of why. For three films that feature Blofeld and on-screen appearances, anyways, that apparently they just don't bother to explain of why in the world. Now, as far as the EM Films has never said explicitly why they kept changing the cast for Blofeld. Yeah, and last film was Donald Pleasance. This film was Telly Savalas, and the next film is Charles Gray. But I'll talk about that one forever when I get to it. I believe Donald Pleasance is British. Yeah, he's British. hmm Yeah. But yeah, this is good movie. I do recommend it if people are fans of Bond. But you're going to have to basically get past the whole thing of George Lazenby's wooden performance. Also, gotta love this cover art. It's really good in this DVD cover. I got this for my dad for, I think it was for Christmas. I had to basically take out the plastic wrap because he apparently has a habit of not taking stuff out of the plastic wrap when he gets something. My mom, of course, doesn't make that mistake. He does. My grandmother does the same thing too. hmm Yeah. So that's it for this particular review. I have one more video I plan to do today. That will be a review of the newest chapter of Black Butler, and that's it. Like, I think in the case of the only video I plan to do tomorrow is probably a review of the next block of episodes I want to review for Case Closed. Aside from that, that'll be really it for tomorrow, okay? But on Sunday, I'll have 3 reviews planned, okay? But see you in the next video. Bye.